Hey everyone, welcome back to another SOAR episode from this season's theme of book trailers for books that provide food for thought. If you haven't already, be sure to listen to last week's episode on how to read literature like a professor. Today's novel is a classic, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. The novel begins with a series of letters involving a man named Robert Walton who has set out for the North Pole and found a man adrift at sea known as Victor Frankenstein, who proceeds to tell Robert and the rest of the crew his life story. He had a wonderful childhood with loving parents, his best friend, Henry Clerval, and his adoptive sister and love, Elizabeth. Victor heads to university at the age of 17, soon after his mother's unfortunate death resulting from scarlet fever. Affected by this, he studies philosophy and the secrets of life, and figures out how to create life as he reaches the top of his field. Imagining he could create a noble new race of human beings, he works hard to make his dream a reality. However, the first creature he makes is so horrifying that he abandons his project and the monster is let loose. Months later, Victor hears that his younger brother has been murdered, and at the murder site, he sees none other than the monster he created himself. He knows the monster did it, but no one would believe him, so he keeps quiet. Another adoptive sister of his is convicted and executed for the murder. Victor is devastated and feels incredibly guilty, so he goes on vacation with the other Frankensteins to try to use nature to alleviate some of his pain. But the monster finds him there, and though Victor yells and curses at it, the monster ends up telling him a sad story of being ugly and not being accepted. He asks Victor to make a female monster that would accept him and love him like no human ever would. Will Victor agree? What would the monster do to him if he doesn't? Will the monster cause any more suffering for Victor or his family? What does this have to do with Robert and how he found Victor at sea? What happens to the monster in the end? Read to find out and join this incredible work. For me, I had read many different versions of the story of Frankenstein, but they all depicted Frankenstein as the monster. This was the first time that I realized that in the original work, Frankenstein was actually the scientist who made the monster. The book itself was quite thrilling and encouraged a lot of thought about human nature. This book is full of thrill, fright, invention, sadness, family, love, friendship, adventure, science, hope, and is truly a book that I would recommend. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to leave a rating and a review, and to spread the word about SOAR to help achieve its goal of promoting reading. I implore you to soar.